Okay, so I am back and ready for the occasion.
You are. You are.
I am super excited about this conversation. So I went all out, as you can see from my background and my little fake lay in my hair. So, um, hey everybody, welcome back to Black Culture Talks. If this is your first time, welcome to Black Culture Talks. This is a channel where we literally want everyone to live their best life, and we primarily focus on the areas of travel, finance, and wellness. Um, I am Kim, aka Kim with the Gems. That's my little nickname. I coined myself, so take it for what it's worth. But I am super excited to bring a topic and a conversation to the masses, to the culture that I think is so critical and so important. And I'm probably going to get rid of the background because, for some reason my light is not working with this background. But for now, we'll keep it up just for the vibes. We'll keep the vibes. But first, let me say, this is the month of August, and it's a very special month as it relates to the culture. It's National Black-Owned Business Month. And for anyone that has been following Black travel culture for any amount of time, you know that during August, I always try to highlight businesses that are owned by us, created for us. And today I'm even rocking some of, I don't know if you could see, but this is the lip bar lip color owned by a Black woman. You can find it at Target. You could go online and find it. And I'll also have in the description box a link to the Black Travel Culture store, where I have a whole section, Amazon featured Black-owned businesses, or Black-owned businesses featured on Amazon that you can support. And even though I believe in supporting every day, every year, whenever and wherever you can, let's try to make a conscious effort to do so, especially during the month of August. And so marrying a Black-owned business with the sister that I'm about to introduce in a second, along with one of my favorite pastimes, which is travel, just brings a smile to my face. I'm super duper happy about this. So when we last met, Yolanda, it was, I think, last year.
It was last year.
And we were talking about the changes in the travel space. And Yolanda, we'll get into her full introduction. She'll introduce herself a little more with a little more details in a second. But just to catch you up, if you didn't catch that interview, I'll make sure I add it. So you can click on the link, maybe over here, on YouTube and watch it, but it's on the channel. And it was really just talking about the benefits of having a travel concierge or travel expert who can help you navigate through this new world order, so to speak, as it relates to travel with all the restrictions and all the constant changes. It really, can make it challenging for the person who wants to do it yourself. And so we had a conversation about what she does in that space. So you could take a look at that. Today, we're going to talk more about what I think is, oh my gosh, it's just, I can't kick a double S, right? It's very, it's very, I won't say fearless, but it's something. Since we last met with Yolanda, she took her dream vacation as a solo traveler to one of the most exotic places on the earth. I don't know if you can guess where by looking at, my background and having my fake little lay, but her flower may give it away a little more. So we're going to talk more about that. I did, put some notes down. I just want to make sure I do her justice, this conversation justice. But yeah, we'll get into the how and the when in a minute, and make sure you definitely stay until the end so you can find out how Yolanda can help you plan that dream, luxe, solo, bucket list vacation without falling into all the pitfalls that can happen when you try to do it yourself, right? So we want to make sure that you stay till the end. Her information will also be added to the description after this live. So make sure you check the box, check the box for her information if you want to share it. You can also share this video. Oh, and I always forget, I might say it a couple more times during the video. Please, we know it's YouTube. We know how YouTube works. It's an algorithm. So I really need you to hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we'll cover lifestyle topics with the emphasis on travel, finance, and wellness, and a little, bit of other current news sprinkled in between. But make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that when we go live. So this is really, I think, my second live, my first with the guests. We're kind of new to, the YouTube world, but we're doing great. And I thank you guys for watching, for subscribing in such a short amount of time. I'm just overwhelmed with the, engagement and the love that I've received. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But before I move on, the overall theme for this conversation is about us not wasting our dreams until tomorrow, until later. Like, there are so many things that we always say we can't do because we don't have anyone to do it with, or we can't do because now is not the right time, or we can't do because we don't have our ducks in a row. And, listen, I remember a quote that if you ever just wait to get all your ducks in a row, you'll be standing at the sidewalk forever. You'll never take that risk to cross the street. So this conversation is really to get us to normalize doing things that we want to do, even if it may not look like how we thought it would originally look in a dream. So when we think about Bora Bora, or we think about exotic vacations, oftentimes, especially as Black women, we're like, oh, we need to be married. We need to go with our husbands. We need to wait till the kids go to college. Whatever the story is, let's get rid of the excuses. It's doable. It's doable at various luxury levels. And we need to really normalize luxury travel, normalize solo travel, if that is what the trip needs to be, right? If the girlfriends are going to be more of a headache, or if someone, may not have all the money now and waiting for a tax return or taxing, let's get out of waiting to check things off of our bucket list until everyone is on board, because that may never happen, right? We know that may never happen. So we want to normalize going to safe places, doing our research, asking for help, and making sure that we take these trips that we've always wanted to take, even if it's not someone else's dream. And know that everyone is not always going to be on the same page, right? Everyone is not always going to be on the same page as you. So it may be, yes, they do, my friends or family, we want to go to the Maldives, but this person has vacation in the fall. I have vacation in the spring, or, I get 14 days, they get 25 days. So things may always be out of perfect alignment, but it's still doable. And that's the purpose of this talk today. Don't waste your dream waiting on others. Life is too short. If there's anything the past couple of years have taught us, is now is the time. Whatever that dream is for you, try to make it happen now. And there's a couple of videos that really poured this in my heart that I'm going to reference really quick, but I'm also going to leave the links. Some of you may have been familiar with the video, and I think this was one of the most inspirational videos that I saw, in addition to hearing Yolanda's story, that I'm like, oh my gosh. So there's this young sister, her name is Chidi, I think I'm saying it right, Chidi Ashley, and she built her dream house in Bali. And if you haven't seen that video, this house, this luxurious house in Bali, was her dream. And she fulfilled that dream in another country as a young single Black woman. And that type of inspiration is the type of inspiration I hope this video brings to you, as well as Jessie Wu. Some of you who are watching this may know her. She's a famous social media star. She also has some songs. She's, a young sister, and she took a luxurious trip to Anguilla. And I think it was, uneasy for her at first, but she literally talks about, all of the benefits. And so we are not going to, like I said, waste our lives waiting on others to get things right. So with, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, let's get into it, Yolanda. I really want us to talk about first, the setup, so you guys know we're going to first have Yolanda introduce herself. Know that she is Black Culture Talks approved. I know her work. She's helping to plan a couple of trips coming up for Black Travel Culture, which is my other brand. So head on over to Instagram as well as Facebook. Those links will be in the description as well. Follow us there to learn more about some upcoming trips. But let's go ahead and get started and introduce yourself, Miss Yolanda.
Well, Kim, with that start, I'm telling you, that was fantastic. Now you have me thinking about Bali. Okay. Already, my mind was calculating Bali, but thank you so much. It's so great to see you again. And it is a pleasure to invite me here to speak about the South Pacific, some islands in the South Pacific. Just before we start, though, I have to mention, you mentioned your lipstick. This is a nude lipstick, lip gloss from Mented Cosmetics. They are Black sisters, Ivy League sisters. So I actually met, it was an honor to meet them and go to one of their events. So I just wanted to throw that out there since.
And I'm sorry, Yolanda, I hate to cut you off, but you also introduced me to a brand that you gift to some of your clients, and it's a Black-owned brand. What's the name of the brand again? Because I just happened to.
Because it's fantabulous. And all my clients get this, okay? Black Girl Sunscreen. Black Girl Sunscreen. She started on Instagram, guys, and she ended up getting a deal on Target and Walmart, or just Target, but she's in the stores, and I am so proud of her. So I buy her by the bulk, and I use her. And I know wonderful. Kim uses her, and it's amazing, and it's reef safe. So when I speak about the South Pacific, their reefs, they prefer this type of sunscreen that is reef safe, no chemicals, no all that harsh chemicals that other ones have. So
okay, wonderful. Now let's get into your introduction.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so Maeva and Lorana, which is welcome and hello in Tahitian. My name is Yolanda Josey, and I own Lux Island Concierge Travel here in Los Angeles, California, and for the last 2 years. And it's a pleasure. I am a travel concierge that works with you from consultation to your return from paradise. And I say paradise as in a barefoot luxury destination. When you think of that, you think, leaning back and enjoying something that an island has to offer. And I am not a book it, good luck and goodbye service, as we know that we have. I know I've experienced that in the past. This is not, no, I am there with you when you're even in the South Pacific. And yes, there is good communication out there.
Wonderful.
So yes, so that is what I do. I have been in client services, customer service for 30 years. And I decided on this. Yes, a lot of businesses propped up from COVID. And yes, this is one of them that propped up, and living out the dream that I already was doing throughout my life.
Yeah.
But the South Pacific has been a joy for me because I thought it was a dream when I was a child, and it became a reality last year. I knew that it could only be me. I knew it could only be me. You know why? Because on other trips in my past, you try and reach out. Hey, I would like to go somewhere in June of such and such. And,
right.
People, with kids, the kids are out now. Can you do it in this? And I realized, and I am single, and I knew I knew, and this had happened many times for many decades. So finally, I said, "This will be for
It's
me.
the time. This is the time.
It was
The
the
time
time."
is now.
Yes.
So yeah, so that, I mean, we're going to get more into that, the details of your trip. And like I said, it definitely was a kick in the butt for me as well, to make sure that I do not waste one precious moment that we have been blessed with, right, by the creator. And I, absolutely know that if he put that in your heart as a child, it was your goal to act on it, to execute on it, and you did that as a solo woman. And the stories you have told me, I'm next. I got next. So first, let's talk about exactly. Can you just tell us exactly where you went? Where did you go?
Okay, so I went to the islands of Tahiti in the South Pacific. The islands of Tahiti consist of 7 islands. I went to 4 of them. I went to Tahiti, the main island, Tahiti. I went to the sister island that's called Moorea. I went to, next, I went to a tiny island called Taha'a. And the next island on the list was Bora Bora. So I went to 4 luxury islands in the South Pacific.
Wonderful. Now, I know I'm going to mess up all of those names. besides Tahiti and Bora Bora. But when exactly was your trip? Like, what month was this?
I went the end of May, beginning of June 2021, last year.
Okay, perfect. And how many days was your trip?
11 glorious days. 11 glorious days. It was yeah. You see this glow? Glowing.
You're still glowing, right? Still glowing. I love it. Now, can you just tell us a little bit about the time, how long, because you're in California, you left from California. I'm here on the East Coast in New York. Tell us flight times from both to the South Pacific.
So depending on where you are, Los Angeles, LA is 3 hours behind, Tahiti is 3 hours behind Los Angeles, and Tahiti is 6 hours behind New York. So that's how you can kind of gauge. So let's say it's 6 p.m. in New York is going to be 12 o'clock noon in Tahiti. The same time.
And flight time, you went, how long did it take you to get to, I guess Tahiti was where you...
Papeete. Papeete is the city that it lands in, and to Papeete from Los Angeles, and all flights will go in there. You can either leave from San Francisco, Seattle, mostly from Los Angeles, and it's an 8-hour nonstop flight. It is in between, just to let you know, these islands are in between California and Australia. That's how you can gauge. It's like right in the middle.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to take off this virtual background, because I think that I am there. Well, that's not what I wanted to do.
But keep that bungalow visual in your mind.
Exactly. I don't know how I can.
You can keep the flower.
There we go. I got it. There we go. Perfect. Okay. That's much better. I felt like I was literally, that Simpson meme when Bart Simpson. Yeah, that's how I was feeling. So it's an 8-hour nonstop flight from Los Angeles. Okay. Not bad at all, because
it's not a flight. Before you know it, you're there.
Anyone who's been to Asia, or we know we're used to, or if you haven't, if you get the right flight, you can go to sleep. By the time you close your eyes, you're there. So you went as a solo traveler.
Yes, I did.
And you said you went for 11 days.
Yes.
Do you think that was enough time, too little time? How many days would you personally recommend for a solo travel?
I went as first of all, as a dream of mine, of course, but I also a mindset of as a owner of travel concierge and a travel advisor. So I did 11 days I suggest 7 to 9. You
Okay.
can really dig in, especially if you just do, a couple of islands. You don't have to do a 4. There's just something I wanted to do. It was unheard of. I've never heard of Ta'a until it was presented to me. So, I say, hey, throw that in. So, and by far, I love that island. So, 2 islands, great, and Tahiti and Bora Bora, or Tahiti and another island, absolutely. And I say 7 to 9 days.
Okay. That's
I feel like
perfect.
5
That's
when you think
actually
about it. The first day you get there, you're kind of checking in, and I just feel, I think 5 it would be too. Do they offer 5? You can do 5 days, but I feel like your optimum experience would be 7 to 9.
okay. So that's, like I said, I was saying perfect in the sense that most people, even if you're working, right, you can get at least 10 days if you book it within the right, so rather you're working. So it's doable for the people who have to report to a job, as well as, those who are living a more nomadic life. So let's get into a little bit about the experience. So this is a combo question, right? So when you were there, we talked about, being a solo traveler. Let's combine it. So how safe did you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And did you experience any racism and or sexism while you were there?
Okay. Great questions, by the way. And I can give it an 11 on safety. I think I have been to other islands, and I just for an example, I was on an oceanfront bungalow in Moorea for a few days, and in the middle of the night, because I've never seen stars like this. I've never seen stars and the peace. And I was out on in a chair outside, and because there's stairs that go right into the beach part. And so it's open, and I was out there for all night because I just wanted to stare at the stars. I would not have done that with certain islands. I have to be honest and say, for instance, Hawaii. I'm not speaking bad. I love Hawaii. I've been there several times, but I just would not have probably done that in other places. So I give it an 11. There was not one time in 11 days or 11 nights that I felt unsafe or unsure about where I was going and what was going on around me. And as far as racism and sexism, I just didn't feel it. I was welcomed. I was nervous. My nervousness came from being by myself, because in our minds and the way I grew up in understanding these islands, you had to be married. So I was nervous more about that. I was treated like a queen. I have to be honest. I did not want to leave. At each island, I thought, well, I expect 1 or 2. That's sad for me to say, but I expect 1 or 2 people to, no, I did not get that at all. The French Polynesian people, they're just not only beautiful inside, outside, but they're beautiful inside. They were very kind to me, very kind.
Yes, and so I've heard nothing but great things about the culture, that they are warm, kind, welcoming. But of course, as a solo traveler, you still need to know, you want to hear someone's firsthand experience.
Yes.
On, while they were on the island. So let's kind of talk about some of your activities while you were there. Let's talk about, give a minute recap for each of the 4 islands that you visited. Can you share the highlights, from each of the 4 islands? Quick, 1 minute per island.
Okay. Well, Tahiti is the shortest one, to be honest. I only did 1 night there. I honestly should have done more. There's so much to do. There's so much to see. And I feel like I didn't give in planning, because I never, when you're planning is something, I said, I wanted to spend more time in Bora Bora and Moorea and the other islands, and I only gave it one night. So I would have definitely, going back, would definitely give it 3. definitely 2 to 3 there. You stay at a resort. I was basically on the resort and got treated like a queen. So I was okay. Tahiti has black beaches, black sand beaches. So that was just so, I mean, I was just walking on there and it was just beautiful. So I enjoyed it. So, but did I go out and see the Papayete market that's famous? Did I go on a culture tour that I would love to have gone? No, I did not. I feel like I missed out on quite a few things. I have sent other people over there for more days, and they've come back with amazing stories when I have planned a couple of excursions for them, because I missed the waterfalls in the Tahiti.
So let's talk about the highlights of your trip, and then we'll get more into the other things that the islands have to offer. So Tahiti, the black sand beaches. Would you say that was the highlight?
Yeah, and the resort was exquisite. I had an ocean view room with the hot tub. So it was okay. So that was well, and I ate it, had a beautiful lunch and had some drinks. Yes, I did. And I walked up and down the beaches, and so I got to see some beauty there. Now, Moorea was the next one that I spent 3 nights in. And Moorea, they call it the sister island because it's literally a ferry, a 20-minute ferry that takes you from Tahiti to Moorea. If you don't want to wait 20 minutes, there is actually a 15-minute flight. But I suggest seeing the beauty of coming into this beautiful island. And this is where it started for me. I went on a culture tour of the pineapple plantation fields. Culture, like deep into the mountains, and I did a tour of a lot of the bays, mountainous bays that you see that have history, Tahitian history, and it was like an all-day tour. It was wonderful. This is where I got to meet a lot of the locals, where they speak to you and ask you questions, and it was wonderful. It's where I got to learn the certain flower that makes the lipstick that makes it red. I got to see that. That was pretty incredible.
Okay.
And
we'll get more. I just really want to do a quick, because we're going to get more into details in a second, but let's move on to Bora Bora or
the next one was Taha'a, and for those, I'm saying it correctly, but it's Tahaa with apostrophe over there. So it's Taha'a. Taha'a is where rare Tahitian vanilla is made. Okay, wow. They call it the island of vanilla. And as you know, we can't basically get Tahitian vanilla out here. It is the rarest form of vanilla. And I have something for you. I have something for you, Kim. I have something for you.
Listen, I brought vanilla back from Mexico. I love vanilla because it's like $1 million a pound here in the U.S.
Yeah. Well, Tahitian, it is considered, and 80% of it is made on this island. So it's the smell. You do smell like, it smells like vanilla. I got a spa there at the resort. The resort was like Fantasy Island, if you've seen that show, complete. And also, it is the land of black pearls. As you know, the rarest pearls are the black pearls. And I went to a harvest farm and showed how it's made, how it's created. It was just incredible how you see in the States, it's already in these stores, and then you don't see how it's really made. Now you see how the love that they put into it years before getting a string of pearls around your neck, or around your hand. So that was pretty incredible. And then just to let you know, my bungalow faced, in fact, is in a thumbnail of Kim's YouTube. And I was literally in the view of Bora Bora. So after I finished Taha'a, I took a little flight over to Bora Bora and took a little boat transfer over to my resort, and it was spectacular. It was spectacular. I had an overwater bungalow. It is the luxury of luxuries to be in the overwater bungalow in Bora Bora. I actually witnessed a wedding renewal from from my bungalow, so that was pretty special. That was beautiful, and because they had gotten married there, so now they renewed their vows after 12 years. It was beautiful. And I was there, and I went on a tour. Actually, a scuba. No, I never snorkeled before. That was the first time I snorkeled. So I did as a snorkeling tour and snorkeled with. I snorkeled with complete strangers. It was great. I have it. I have videos of when I snorkeled. There were sharks, yes, baby sharks and stingrays, and I have that on video. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coming from where I come from in New York, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. And
listen, coming from where you come from in California, you just don't do that. Like me, this is not a everyday. I'm going out to my backyard, taking a boat to go swim with sharks.
No, that's right. Oh my goodness.
And so I remember also you sharing with me just the cleanliness of the bathrooms, just how clean the properties were and how much care was taken.
Wow. Like that has me, I have forgotten about that part, but thank you, Kim. I took a picture of the bathroom.
You sure did?
Because I don't care. I have never seen anything so, and this was not the bathroom in my bungalow. This was the bathroom at the bar of the resort. So they didn't have to be clean. They could have had like a little tissue laying on the floor. I had never seen the corners of anything so clean and sparkling, and nothing was smelling like bleach or anything like. Everything was clean. I did go when it was first opened, when the island was first opened. Everything was spectacular. The cleanliness, the awareness. They don't have things laying out. I mean,
let me just clarify. She's saying that she went when the restrictions were lifted for travelers to re-enter after the shutdown. So not that when it first opened for the morning. She went.
I don't want you to think I was at the bar first thing in the morning.
But when okay, sorry, proceed.
You're right. Clarification. Thank you, Kim.
No problem.
When the islands first opened during COVID, when they first opened, when a little bit of America and around the world was opening, I went in the first month, so I was pretty blessed to go in. With all the restrictions to get over there to the French Polynesia, it was something else, but it was well worth it.
Listen, I every time I hear you talk about your experience, it makes me want to. I have other luxurious places that you are aware of that I have on the list, but South Pacific is easing on up higher and higher. I do have a question. Well, not a question, but we kind of is going to lead into a question. You talked about some of your cultural experiences when you went into town. Was it Tahiti? No. Where the people were speaking
more openly?
Yes.
Yes. That was Tahiti.
Okay.
And Moorea.
And Moorea. So the question, I just really wanted, so let's talk about the food, right? Quickly, for the 4 islands, is it the same cuisine? How was the cuisine? How would you rate the cuisine? Is the cuisine different on different islands? Can we talk? Because, food is such a huge part of culture. And I know me personally, if they're not known for cuisine, or if their cuisine is lacking, which certain countries are, then I'm less interested, let's just say.
Let me tell you. Okay, so each and every island was something delicious, but I will tell you, they are big on fish, fresh fish and pork. Yes, just like the other islands, South Pacific, pork is a big thing, and fish. Those are the two big, and seafood. Those are the two biggest things. Because it's tropical, they have, they make a lot of things with coconut milk, and the sauces, everything, whether it's a dessert, the sauces, anything, or a drink, is with a passion fruit, guava, pineapple. Okay, it was spectacular. Desserts were exquisite. So instead of a plain, let's say a regular creme brulee that you're enjoying, you're enjoying a passion fruit creme brulee. Oh my goodness. And just, I'm beside myself. Yes, I did. I had dessert every night. I did not skip a meal. The pork is tender if you eat pork. Fish, they have either sushi fish or regular baked or just sauteed. However you enjoy it, it is there. The food and how they plate everything beautiful. They believe in visual, and which makes things so much more beautiful. And can I just tell you, I don't eat everything with bread. But let me tell you, everything was freshly made daily. Bread and pastries. I couldn't get enough of it. Yes. Could I fit that jumpsuit that when I came into South Pacific? I couldn't fit it by the time I left. So I'm not going to lie. I did eat the bread, and the pastries were exquisite. When I say they know. It was, I enjoyed the food at every meal. And sometimes, towards the end, I had a salad. I'm like, can I just have a salad? Because I was so
right. So full. So your cup runneth over with the,
that's a good way of putting it. My cup was runneth over. The drinks were spectacular. I thought the drinks were spectacular. They did a really good job. I had everything with passion fruit and pineapple in it. So, I thoroughly enjoyed that. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So we talked about the aesthetic beauty. We talked about the people who were just warm and beautiful. We talked about the food, which was spectacular, and the cleanliness that was spectacular. Now we're going to get into more of the requirements, right, and or restrictions, like, because I'm already sold, right? And I'm sure most people who are listening, if you haven't done your research already, we wanted to get that information out the way, because a lot of times we see these overwater bungalows and it just seems like so unreal or unattainable. And Yolanda is sharing with her not only her experience of making it attainable, but just breaking down why it was her dream, or why the dream met her expectation. Once she finally realized her dream, the realization met her expectation, is what I'm trying to say. So let's get into some of the, dots I's, cross T's. When it comes to restrictions and requirements, we know things are ever changing. Is the country open, and what type of visa? Do you need a visa? Can you just talk a little bit about the restrictions and the requirements to travel?
Oh, great question. When I first went out there, I won't lie, the packet to get out there was this thick. So it has truly, it is so much easier now. If you're vaccinated, you don't need to get tested at all. If you are not vaccinated, and we're saying this as of today, because we all know that things have changed in the last 2 years. So as of today, non-vaccinated, you just need an antigen test 48 hours before, or a PCR test within 72 hours. So, and then of course, coming back into the States, there were several tests I had to take. You don't need to, none of it needs to happen now going back into the States. So you're all good. This is miraculous, because I don't know, I can't tell you how many tests I took just to get out there. And then during the time I was there, and then at the airport taking another. So it was a lot. And it was worth all that I went through at that time. So it was worth all that. So now you don't even have to wait on the line. You're all good to go on those 2 tests if you're non-vaccinated. And if anything changes, this is where I come in. I inform you of any changes that comes about. There are emails coming through, there are calls coming through, and making sure that you are updated, and making sure that you're basically your worry becomes my baby. Your worry becomes my baby.
Wonderful. Yeah. And you know, one of your taglines is why DIY? Like why do it yourself? Especially with so many things so fluid and
Yeah,
constantly changing. And listen, at the end of the day, it's like getting insurance. Or if you're looking to take that dream vacation, you don't want to have to be the one stressing. You don't want to be the one that has to pick up the phone and make sure this is the flight still this or the flight's doing
absolutely.
that or
That's what
the
I do.
hotel did this or said that and you didn't know. You want someone else to carry that weight. So that's what Yolanda's concierge service is all about. I do want to, I have a couple more questions because,
Okay.
yeah, we're getting, yeah, oh my gosh, this time is fine. You know what? I think we're going to need to do a part two that really
Ooh,
digs into each of the locations, like, and
okay.
the experiences that they all offer, because what we do know is, and the reason why I'm such an advocate is because while yes, you can go to the South Pacific and spend a grip, as we say here in New York. You can, you know, and for some people that's a non-factor, right? It doesn't matter. But there are levels of luxury as it relates to the South Pacific.
Absolutely.
You don't have to stay at the Four Seasons. There's the Hilton. There's different hotel chains. There's also overwater bungalows and regular hotels, which I'm stealing Yolanda's thunder a little, but I did want, oh, before, okay, so I'm a single woman. I take this trip. I'm, you know, hanging out, and I kind of asked you about this before, but you know, what's the single men situation out there? Like, did you come across any? Did you like talk about that for a second?
Well, ma'am, no, no, I am also a single woman, and there was definitely a high level of hotness. I felt a high level of hotness, and great question. However, they're working and they're very professional. So I have to tell you, you know, you won't get the conversation like, can I get your number and contact you when you get back to the state? You won't I didn't get any of that. And that was okay with me. It was nice just to look at them and see real Tahitians. To be honest, we have a visual of what they look like, but it was nice to see them up close and personal.
But wait, didn't someone try to marry you off or something like
There
that?
was, there was a mom in Bora Bora who couldn't understand why I was single and that she had a son. I'm not gonna lie, he was like late 20s, and so no.
Listen, listen.
She showed me a picture, and he was quite handsome. He's like quite handsome, and he would go well with one of my nieces. Not nieces, but cousins. Excuse me. I'm sorry, cousins. He would just have, But was there a level hotness? And the moms, they literally come up to you. They're like, "You're so beautiful." They're very complimentive and so sweet. And the men do, if they're driving you somewhere or taking you somewhere, they ask you questions. They're very professional and very sweet. And none of them is not.
Candy. There's some eye candy out there. Just
Ma'am, there's some eye candy. There's some eye candy on all 4 islands. On all 4 islands.
So just to get back, and then we'll wrap up with you, how everyone can reach you. So there's definitely, like I started saying, there's different levels of luxury. Can you kind of just talk about like what types of experiences there are from the lower level of luxury to the obscene level?
Okay, all right, absolutely. In fact, I stayed in different sort of rooms. So in Tahiti, I had an ocean view room in a hotel. Okay, ocean view. It was beautiful. I loved it. It had a hot tub in there. Okay, that was separate from the bathroom. Gorgeous. The Tahitian wood on all these islands is gorgeous. You can definitely tell. Now I know what Tahitian wood looks like. It's heavy and it's beautiful carvings. Moorea, I had an oceanfront bungalow. It wasn't hanging. It wasn't an overwater, but it was right on the beach. Okay, 2 steps from the ocean. Okay, and in Taha'a, I had, as you can see through Kim's thumbnail, I had an overwater bungalow. I did have a garden villa set up for me with a pool, but then they moved me to an overwater bungalow, and but they gave me a tour of the garden villas with the pool in Taha'a. It was just gorgeous, gorgeous. Your own space. It several rooms. I got lost in it. It was beautiful. And then in Bora Bora, I had the overwater bungalow. So there's a lot of experiences that you can have and choose from, different levels of luxury. So if let's say the overwater bungalow, the top echelon of in Bora Bora is to have that overwater, but you say, you know what, I want the overwater bungalow, but don't, it's a little bit on the pricey side. There's an overwater bungalows offered in Moorea, in all the islands, okay, so that you can enjoy, so you can experience that. And if you don't want an overwater bungalow, you want a garden ocean, you want an ocean view room, that's possible. If you would like, if you're choosing 2 islands, for instance, you can choose Moorea as your overwater bungalow, which is more reasonable. And go and then have an ocean view room like I did in Tahiti.
Right.
Okay,
Wow.
you can still see the variety right there. Some people just want one island, one place, and you can have an ocean. You can have a garden villa with a pool. Okay, some people, don't, want to be right on the ocean. They want to be a little bit pulled back, and they're okay with the garden villa which was gorgeous with it, and you have your own private pool. All of them.
So
there's
various levels,
variety according to the level of luxury that you want.
exactly,
for everyone. And and also, if I can interject, if you stay at a resort in Bora Bora and you still want to experience maybe another hotel, you can get a hotel pass. There's certain ones that don't give, and that's where I do my research. This is where I vet all the accommodations that you want, making sure that they are up to par with the experience that you want to have, the level of experience you want to have.
Exactly, because everyone, people may go for different reasons. And I also want to emphasize that although this conversation is purely for the solo traveler who wants to experience their dream vacation to the South Pacific, Yolanda can help you, vet other places that you may be interested in. And she started this journey as a honeymoon consultant, a couples consultant. But after experiencing a solo trip for herself, she also realized that it was time for us to, really get on this train and understand that we deserve the best out of life. We deserve to enjoy all of the treasures that this world has to offer. And so she can also assist if you are, honeymoon stage, marriage anniversary stage, Yolanda can most definitely help you. That's, she could do that in her sleep, right? Because that's how the business started. Absolutely. But after having firsthand experience as a solo traveler, absolutely is an expert in this field now. And I've also seen so many videos with people that don't look like us, living their best lives in the South Pacific as solo travelers without a care in the world. We need to, finally make it normal for us to do that.
Absolutely. So, and the road, and that helped me. That trip alone helped me do the road less traveled, because I ended up never before doing a cruise by myself, a solo cruise. I never before was going to ever do that. Then, the same year, it was my birthday month, and I went during my birthday week to a solo on a solo cruise to the Caribbean.
And we're gonna do, that's a whole nother separate video, because it was the Virgin Voyager cruise.
Ooh,
so I'm just gonna throw it out there.
If you Virgin, you never go back.
If you are interested in a luxury cruise experience, Yolanda can help you. She is an expert with the Virgin Voyage cruise experience, and you feel free. So now let's get into what we all came here for, right? How exactly will you help the peoples? Will you help people like me? You do have a consultation service, which you have opened up. Well, let me just say this. I want to be clear with this. It is National Black Owned Business Month. Yolanda is offering a super discount as it relates to her consultation fees, where, depending on how it goes is how long she'll keep it up, but it's starting and it's effective now. So can you just tell us more about your consultations, how much it costs, how long, how can they schedule a call, and what's included?
Absolutely. Thank you. So I call it a consultation pre-planning phase. And you're literally on the phone with me for up to 45 minutes because you're serious. I want to help you choose your island. And once again, I think I said this in the beginning, this isn't a book it, go and good luck service. You're not left alone, even when you're on the island. Okay, I don't call you, I don't bug you. But there's avenues that I use, WhatsApp. Yes, that goes actually out to the South Pacific, and clients have contacted me from there through WhatsApp, and that's my main communication when they're out there. I take you from consultation to your return from paradise, and then I do a follow-up. You get goodies to take with you and something waiting for you when you get back. So during that time, I vet accommodations. I take care and order up. We discuss and plan your excursions. And if it's all spas you want, I got that. I did a spa. Ooh, okay, we can move on. Okay. I don't want to talk about my spa. That'll take up 15 minutes, but spa. If you want ATV riding, that's there for you. If you want an adventure, that's there for you. If you just want to veg out and do a mental reset, it's there for you. I set up the experience that you want. So I make sure we discuss the budget. We discuss the islands. We discuss, requirements to get over there. Things change. I take care of all paperwork. I take care of flight monitoring. Okay, so if anything changes with flights, I'm there. It gets attached to my phone, and I get alerted to any changes first before you. And so I get with the proper suppliers, so all the moving elements of your paradise experience gets to be lived out. So you don't have to worry about paying this fee. It is a fee up to 45 minutes up with me for $129, and that's it. I take care, I take over, and basically your worry becomes my baby. Especially with an experience like this, you want all your ducks in a row. You want to make sure that all you have to do is step out and there's a transfer waiting for you. So, and that happens for me. That's really, really made the trip. Not just the gorgeous guys, but really having everything set up for me. I didn't have to think much at all when I was out there. And I'm the travel advisor, and I didn't have to think much. That's when you get the right, you have the right person, the right people, and putting the package all together for you. And also flights.
And I also like to add, you just never know when an emergency can arise, or you need to switch flights or whatever. Like I said, Yolanda will take the load off of any anxiety that you may have. I put the background screen.
I see that.
In a second.
And also we discuss insurance. If that's something that you want, I do encourage it. So we do discuss travel insurance. We discuss transfers. We discuss all that is available for you to make things easier for you.
Right. And so just know that. And I always because sometimes, especially in this day and age with, so many question marks happening, you don't want to have to get to an airport and stand in line for 3 hours trying to speak to somebody. You want to have all of your all of the ammunition, for lack of a better word, to play in your favor. You want to be able to, avoid any stresses and get all the right answers, not just answers that, people get you to give you to shoo away, right? You want to get all the right answers, and Yolanda comes in very strong with that. So
just wanted to give a quick example. I had a married couple celebrating their 12th wedding anniversary. And they went to Tahiti and Moria, and I set up a beautiful surprise dinner, everything. I had their itinerary, everything with all the barcodes for all the excursions that they did. And they still called me and wanted me to give it to them. But when they're there, even though they had it there and they're intelligent, they're beautiful, and they still reached out to me and said, and I was there a second later. I'm always available no matter what time, and making sure that your excursion is right there, making sure your tickets are right there. So these are things that I take care of, even though you can take care of.
Well, some people, and some people can't. Some people that may not be their, everyone's not proficient in that area, right? Absolutely. Some people have anxiety. They don't want to deal with the drama of having to switch things or change things. And, and some people are, better when they have, like for me, I like people who can speak the language, who could talk the talk, who can get things done. Not saying that, if I had to, I couldn't have it done, but it probably would take me a lot longer. Yes. I would have to Google this and search that, or, whatever. So, but I did have another question but not a question, but so basically, before we close out, just to recap, Yolanda will provide a detailed initial pre-planning consultation for you. And before, you get on the phone with her, through her Calendly link, which you can see in her description, labeled under her picture during this conversation. And it will also be in the link in the description. That's what I was trying to say. In the description to this video, you'll be able to click directly to schedule a consultation. But she goes through very detailed questions in the beginning before you get on the phone, so that you have direction on your first call. And your first call won't be the only call. Once you decide to book her, then you guys are in a relationship. You guys are connected. And I will underscore, so pleasant, such a great spirit. And that's why I say Black travel culture approved, because a lot of this, when you're spending your money, you want people who understand, who realize that this could be a big step for you, not someone who sees this all day, every day, and you're only spending this amount, and I'm going to treat you and call you back after I finish dealing with my bigger clients or my other clients. So I recommend getting someone who has your best interest, is going to treat you the way you should be treated. So her fee, did you go over the fee? I missed the fee. So the fee, yes. Discounted fee for now, which may change after August, but again, depending on, the results may extend, but at least she's committed to me, at least through August, to discount her standard $199 fee to Absolutely. $129. Absolutely. But make sure you mention Black Culture Talks. Well, she'll know through the link. You guys have a special link that'll just be for Black culture, Black travel culture fans, and this is Black Culture Talks. This is Black Culture Talks, but for my IG and my Facebook is Black Travel Culture. So either or, you'll all have the link. But again, if this is a dream, or if you have a dream vacation, like I even said with the cruise situation, make sure you get on her calendar, even if you book now and need to reschedule, as long as you give her, I believe it's like 2 days, 48 hours in advance. Yeah, you can reschedule. So book now, lock in that price, lock in that $129, because trust you me,
Absolutely.
It won't be that forever. So I don't know what the echo is, but I think it's time for us to get ready to say, farewell. But I do want to quickly just show a couple of pictures. I'm going to share from your IG, if you don't mind, Yolanda.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Just a couple of pictures. Can you see it?
Woo! Yeah.
So this is the La Ta'aha Island Resort and Spa, and that's where, like I said, she said the Bora Bora is right there.
Bora Bora, that's the mountains. Yeah, that's Bora Bora right there.
Look how crystal clear and blue that water is. Just look over. Just listen. Yeah, and there she is talking about something I don't know, but just a little bit to show that everything she just mentioned was so on point, and I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I really want us to stop delaying those dreams.
Please,
take that dream, that solo dream vacation, sis or brother, whichever, wherever you are.
Absolutely.
But what happens to a dream deferred? We don't want to know, right? We don't want to know the answer to that question. So Yolanda, I thank you so much for sitting in. We're going to definitely have you back because your experience on the Virgin Voyage cruise, which is the new Richard Branson cruise line. And if anyone has ever taken his airline when it was functional here in the US, knows that it's just next level. It's different.
The level, he knows how to bring it high. He knows how to bring it high. And everyone, I just want to let you know, it has been a pleasure. Let's do the road less traveled, and I tell you, will not regret it. My Instagram that she got those pictures and a video off of, Lux Island Concierge Travel on my Instagram, and you'll see more videos and more pictures from my South Pacific.
Yes. So, and like I said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video. If you have questions, put them in the comments. If she can answer them, she will, but go ahead and book that consultation now while it's $70 cheaper. And yeah, turn on the notification bell for Black Culture Talks. We'll be back with more videos related to travel, finance, and wellness. And if you have suggestions on something else we should cover, let us know and we'll do that too. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Yolanda. We appreciate you. Your information is always so helpful. And listen,
I appreciate you.
We got some tips coming in 2023 that I can't wait to share with the people. But yeah, so thank you guys. Have a good night and we'll see you on the next one.
Nana. Goodbye in Tahiti.
Nana. Okay.